Hello, dynamic stars. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Azurite 22 coming to you, as always, to bring your intuition to the fore, to bring you more into your life. Today's reading is a special one. We are going to focus on what energies we need to focus on for this upcoming new moon that is happening on the 9th into the 10th, depending upon where you are. In the Northern Hemisphere, I'm in the United States, in the Northeast, and we are looking to see how this new moon in Pisces is going to affect how we move forward, the thoughts that we think, whether we shift ideas, plans, goals, actual changing directions. For some of us, all of those things or some of those things may come into play. I have 3 different decks here. We are going to be using the Archetypes deck by Carolyn Mice. We're going to be using the Ask Your Guides, and we're going to be using the Spirits of the North. So come on back, all right? Let's talk about it. Let's find out where we're going, okay? See you in your pile. Okay. For those of you who chose pile 1, we are going to shuffle and get going on your deck. I'm shuffling now. I did not create the piles ahead of time. Just didn't want to do that. I wanted to really focus. So for all of you who chose pile 1, this is what pile 1 needs to focus on. Spirits, orishas, deities, angels, we ask for your guidance and a clear message for what pile 1 needs to focus on for the upcoming new moon. This is going to be a timeless reading for you whenever you watch this. So maybe the new moon will not be in Pisces, but the messages will still be relevant for you. But right now, if you are watching this shortly after it is filmed, the new moon is going to be on the 9th. Well, where I am, it's going to be on the 10th at 5:57 a.m. So pile 1, your focus for the new moon is the Lover. The light attributes: great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. The shadow attributes: obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. We can start talking a lot about it, but let's get the whole reading before we start in. But clearly this is about a love relationship for those who chose pile 1. Just looking, of course, this particular deck, the Carolyn Mice deck, is archetype. So you're going to see the light aspects, you're going to see the dark aspects. For me, as I'm looking at the card, as you know, if you follow me, I see the light aspects. I see the beautiful parts of the relationship, of how you work together to build the relationship, to solidify it. Because I'm hearing that is a big thing that needs to be worked on with this new moon. For pile 1, the next card in your reading. Business, Venus. You keep getting these cards that relate to love. We see another heart there. Venus is planet of love. Theme continues. the business of your relationship, the business of your love towards one another is being talked about. I'm focusing in on the trees and the people who are coming together underneath the banner, the arc of love, of camaraderie, of unconditional love, and willingness to work well with each other for each other's best interests. We're going to pick the final card and then we're going to put it all together. For those who chose pile 1, what is the focus for them for this new moon? I see this one. That's the one I feel. Spirit is listening. Spirit is present. Ask the right questions, avoiding bigger issues to address smaller ones. I mean, your reading is just straight, clear, and through. Straightforward for those of you who chose this pile. Your relationships of all types, specifically your romantic relationship, is being focused upon. The light wants you. The light is shining upon your relationships to ask you, what is your motivation in this relationship? Why are you here? What is the purpose of it? Are you moving towards long term, or is this fun times, good times? I'm here for the ride and then I'm out when it doesn't get me what I want or it doesn't feel good anymore. You need to know this. There are those of you, we're going to take the ones who, yes, it's serious, great, good, build, structure, foundation. Yes, I understand. You're going, that doesn't sound like fun. But if you want your relationship to build and to last, within this new moon coming up, there is a sextile, I do believe, with Uranus and Saturn with Pisces in this new moon. So there is that idea of responsibility, of structure, of taking ownership of what needs to happen and doing your best to get it done. Because if you lay the foundation of wanting this relationship to go well by asking spirit, deity, Orisha, angels to work with you, to give you the guidance, the intuition, because our intuition is heightened with this Pisces new moon. Or whenever you watch this, your intuition is heightened. You are going to get the insight because we're open. Everything is supporting us in this new moon. So work with quiet meditation, reflection, journaling. Literally just write things. Just allow yourself to write. If you ramble for 3-4 pages, go ahead, because you're going to get what you need to see, oh, this is what I need. And also you're going to get these intuitive hits that's going to say, oh yeah, I really wanted to do a date night. And there's this particular restaurant, there's this particular spot that I saw that somebody took, that I saw on my feed, that I know my mate, my spouse is going to love, my boo is going to love. Let's go ahead and do it. Budget, make a plan, because we don't want to break our budgets. We want to make sure that we're here for the long haul. And if we want to do a lot of fun things, if we want to do things that bring us together after a long week, after a long season, this is how we do it. That's where this business comes in, this business with Venus. The business of love can be expensive, but when you put yourself in it, you can actually create some things. Maybe you want to do some cooking. Maybe you want to do some baking from the heart, and you guys get together and do it. Or maybe you want to create a special, paint and sip kind of a thing, or do pottery together. Create something together. So this way you actually have pieces in your home, in your spaces. Maybe you can make 2 pieces and each go to each home. So every time you look at it, it is a reminder that the 2 of you did it together. This is what we're talking about, the business of love, the business of the relationship. That's if you want to grow it and put depth in it. And this spirit is listening is literally telling you, in addition to the cosmos being supportive and helping push this endeavor forward, you have got your ancestors, your venerated spirits around you who are hearing. But the little thing that they want to say is, sure, you want to ask us for the big things. You want to ask us for the money in order to get these things done. Or you want to ask us for the right opportunities to open up so that maybe we catch the right flight and book the correct cruise or the best cruise. But what about that thing that he or she does that has been bothering you? But you're not talking about that, because that thing could be a deal breaker. That's what has to be thought about as well. We just don't want to think about, oh, let's spend money, let's build a relationship by doing all of these things. We build the relationship by also looking at the emotional inventory that goes day to day. Do they, pick something silly, throw socks on the floor and it drives you nuts? Or, the age old, they leave the toilet seat up. You know what I'm saying? Or more, the dishwasher gets run, but they never empty it. Conversations need to be had around this just to kind of find out, why do you do that? Don't get upset about it. Maybe when they were young, the dishwasher, they had to run it and somebody else had to unpack it, and they're still following that pattern. But you weren't there. You don't know that. You didn't ask that question. Maybe it never came up. That's why they're doing it. And you're just like, I didn't know that. So remember, we are creatures of habit, and these things stay in our heads, and we don't always share it because, it's so transparent to us. We don't see it. It's invisible. We don't even think to share some of these things. And that's where challenges can come in the relationship. So Spirit is listening is also kind of nudging you to look beyond just the actions and try to tease out, talk to your partner, your spouse, your boo. How was it when you were growing up? How was it when such and such happened? What was it like for you in college? Whatever it is, just start the conversation. We're not jumping, we're asking questions. Because the theme of this entire reading is building relationships, creating a nice foundation of love, of understanding, of cooperation. This is for the long term. For those of you who kind of want to just have a little fun with it, right? Still, do some of those things that are going to be enjoyable for both of you on the lighter side. If you don't want someone spending the night, right? Because whatever, you have your boundaries and that's one of them. Find creative ways of doing something different. If it's going to be one of those late nights, literally, I got to get up and go to work early, and you set the expectation ahead of time. I would love to hang longer, but we're going to have to really cut this one. Or if we want to reschedule for another time, but, kind of edging your way towards the way you'd like it to go. But set it ahead of time, because even if we don't want this long-term, ride or die kind of relationship, we still want it to be sweet. We still want it to be fun and engaging. And you kind of have to set these expectations, because if you tease along the person, let's just be nice about it. If we just tease them along, it's not going to go well. You're going to have things blow up, and you don't really want that. With this reading, this is a very sweet reading. If we're kind of going for the shadow attributes of the lovers, well, you already know. We're utilizing our whatever talents we have, and we're getting people all wrapped up in our stuff. And if that is where you're going with this, make sure that you understand that when you wrap people up in your world, it might be difficult to extricate them, right? So this reading is asking you to be very mindful going into the new moon with the motivations, which is exactly how I started off with this. So if you were just there for the goodies, make sure that in your own mind, in your own spirit, that you know that, and that you're not giving yourself an illusion that you think it's something else, but it's this. This is very important. Your own personal vibe inside, you must know with this reading, because what you're doing now is going to set the stage for the next 4 months, 5 months of your life. And you want that end point to be good. If there's going to be an exit, you don't want the exit to be a crash and burn. So just letting you know now, know what you're about, know what you want, know what that other person wants. Because whether it's a long term or a short term or, middle term, you need to know what that other person wants. So for the same things I'm asking of you who's watching this video, you need to find out what that person wants, because that may derail the plans that you has. Well, this is your reading. Thank you so much for coming back and watching another of my videos and supporting me. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about a little book. I wrote a book, The Sci-Fi End of the Supernatural. And it is available on Amazon. It's a book of 6 short stories, and I think they're amazing, of course. One of them was actually published in a magazine called Lifer Online, and I would love your support. I won't belabor you with all of the fabulousnesses of the stories, but the link below, you'll see all of that. Thank you so much. I wish you all a fabulous new moon. Bye. Stars, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Pile 2, this is for you. Our question is, what does pile 2 need to focus on for the upcoming new moon? I did not want to create piles ahead of time. I want to shuffle them now. Gracious spirits, angels, ego and ancestors, please give us a message of what pile 2 needs to focus on for the upcoming new moon. Right there. Nope, I don't want that one. That one came up blank. We're going to pull another one, but you have no idea what in the world to think about, to do. It is clearly empty. You are just like, I don't know. Your mind is racing. It's going in a million circles, creating this white noise in your spirit. And that is why you are here, to get clarity. But if this doesn't resonate, just stop and go to another pile. But literally, this is a card that I picked for you. So first and foremost, you've got to breathe. In for 2, out for 4. Work on calming down the brain, slowing it down so that there is not as much chatter. Put on something that is like a heart chakra meditation or a crown chakra meditation. Either one. I'm feeling heart and crown for you, just to kind of relax, slow you down, and get you in here as opposed to everything going crazy. That's the first message for you. You need to focus on the mystic. Why did we talk about crown? Didn't we just talk about crown? And look at these colors. I don't know if you can see them. It's purple. Light attribute, revels in the intimate union with the divine. Shadow attribute, delusional rapport with the divine. We already talked about you are just feeling extremely emotional. You have a situation that is literally causing you such high anxiety. You are losing your connection with the divine, with all that is, whatever you choose to call it, with God, with Yahweh, with whichever God or goddess. That disconnection, that disassociation from them has put you in a tailspin. And the only way to get that back is by doing all of the practices. Clearly, everybody who got this pile already knows everything I'm about to say, and this is only a reminder or confirmation of what you already felt, but you had so many other thoughts that you couldn't latch on to this. With this new moon coming up, you have to get centered, you have to get grounded. I would suggest highly that you focus, use a candle towards your third eye, and literally allow that candle to help soothe you. Follow the light with your third eye and literally calm your spirit. Tell your spirit, we are calm, we are cool, we are collected. We are allowing our indwelling intelligence to come forward and bring us messages with clarity and truth. This is something that you need to do almost every day, maybe 2 times a day. As much, if you can do 3, great, because you're already experiencing the shadow side, because you're getting all of these quote unquote false intuitions, and they're not false. They're coming from the person that's sitting over there, the niggly wiggly spirit that doesn't have very, very high energy, that's passing behind you, that's just like and just has a crazy thought. You're picking all of it up. You are a sponge right now. So a clean, clarifying bath of your choosing. If you know what a white bath is, do a white bath. If you really have some beautiful plants around your home, some herbs, go pick them in your garden, create and make your own little bath. If you don't, you can just use water that you put your hands in, you pray over that water and you shower, and then you pour your own blessings over yourself to calm yourself down so that you can release and relax. Let's go to your next card. Start wearing a bunch of purple, violets, the blues family, the darker blues families, to help you with that connection. Put on crystals of your choice. Allow yourself to breathe, and the things that come to you, you put it on. Howlite would be amazing for you, which is a white crystal, white stone with like gray veins going through it. Those of you for pile 2, what should you focus on for the upcoming new moon? Decisions, higher self. There goes that flame again. Weren't we just talking about this flame? Oh. And look at the rays coming out of your head. This is asking you to really, really go within and center and release all of the stuff that's happening around you. God is trying to come to you and speak to you. That's how I'm seeing this beautiful pink going through. But you're not really getting it at this moment. So release those things. Release the things that are choking you. Because I'm really feeling like you are being choked here in your throat chakra. Hence all of these blues colors and these purples to get you to release this so that you can have the clear channel, so that you get the intuition and it can come out. Use a lot of candles. Use a lot of candle magic. Put your name on the candle. Put the words that most come to you. Clarity, wisdom, calmness, and burn this candle. And maybe do this for the next day or 2 so that coming into the new moon on Sunday, you'll have some centering. So you are able to really hone in on those messages. Final card for those who have chosen pile 2, the focus for the upcoming new moon. Spirit who recently passed speaking, thank you for keeping me in your thoughts and memories. I love you. So your ancestor, there is an ancestor. I feel it is a woman. I feel it is from the maternal side. I don't know if it's mother. It doesn't feel like mother. It feels like maternal side. Maybe a few generations back. Great grandmother, maybe? Great aunt? Older, cousin. She wants you to have peace. She's around you, asking you, begging you, sleep, because she's saying you're not sleeping at night, that you're kind of up and pacing. There are nights when you do get some sleep because you're exhausted, and then the other nights where you're just like, and just going, your mind just won't stop, and you're just like, I got to do this, and I got to do this, and I got to do this, and keeping lists and all of this stuff. But you're list upon list upon list, and then you lose the list. It's like there's a lot of thinking going on. And this ancestor, this maternal ancestor, wants you to use a lot of calming teas. If you can drink some chamomile, if you can have, that's chamomile. I'm seeing a daisy. That daisy is the chamomile. If you can have daisies in your home, things that you look at that relax you and calm you. If you can drink some herbal teas with no caffeine, please stay away from caffeine for these next few days, maybe for the next week. If you need the caffeine, drink some green tea, which is a more balanced caffeine that will not give you those sharp highs and lows. This is like an overall detox of the stimulants in your system. Yes, all the other stimulants, if you're doing any kind of self-medicating to keep yourself in whatever state you feel, all of that, please slow it down, or if at all possible, stop, so that you can get that clear channel. If you need to work with a buddy, somebody here on the physical realm in 3D who can be your accountability partner to help you through this, because it feels like you need someone. Your ancestor is telling me needs help. I'm here, but not getting through. Please let them know that I am here, though. They are always standing next to you. They're with you. They are with you by your bedside. Sometimes you feel this relaxing calmness. That is them, but you can't hold on to it because your mind is in a whirl. So all of these things is to calm you down. If you can soak in a tub of Epsom salt, if you can soak in a tub with some lavender oil in it, with a little aromatherapy also going on in the room, this will help to bring you down. If you can pull out some amethyst, this is a nice raw piece. Amethyst is a stone of cleansing and spiritual protection. It can aid in quieting one's thoughts and transcending to a higher state of consciousness. So try your best to get a piece of this, or if you already have it, just start walking with it and just asking amethyst to give you some peace, to take the load off of you. Okay? That is the message that I have for you today. And I would say to you, please check out my video, my online course of how to communicate with your spirit guides or guardian angel. I'll put the link below so that you have that at your disposal, because this would be a really good thing for you to work on coming into this new moon, so that you begin to develop your spiritual team and really know who they are. Now, if you already know who they are, or if you know how to do it, get back into your practices and start identifying if there are new spirits, guides who have come to you that want to help you, and get their names. Make sure that you know who you're talking to. See if you can even get an image of them, because all of this is going to bring you back inside so that you can kind of do your own body scan, because that's another thing. If you can do progressive muscle relaxation, this is going to help you to get back in your body and away from all of the stimuli that's around you. So I'm going to link some muscle relaxation videos here, progressive muscle relaxation videos, so that you can have that as well. All of the tools that you know, use them. Okay? Love and kisses to you all, and I will see you in the next video. For those of you who chose pile 3, this is for you. I am shuffling on camera. I know you can't see, but I'm shuffling. I'm sure you hear all of this going on. I did not want to pick a pile without being here with you. For those of you who chose pile 3, what is the focus for you for this upcoming new moon? For those who chose pile 3, there it is. Prostitute. This is so hilarious. I was having a conversation with a good friend about exactly this, selling oneself. And selling oneself doesn't necessarily mean, the physical body, a prostitute. Selling oneself could be selling your time, your energy, your, pick all of the things. What are you a slave to? What are you in pursuit of at the detriment of yourself? That is what prostituting oneself means. That you are giving up the best part of you, a good portion of yourself, for fill in the blank. Light attribute of this aspect is it accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So in the positive sense, you are selling your ideas, your thoughts for the betterment of the whole greater society, community, those kinds of things. At some point, that pendulum swing has to go back to some sort of middle ground. So you can do that for a time, but you need to make sure you put your energy back into yourself. But sometimes we need to be an advocate for fill in the blank. There's so many beautiful causes out there in the world, The darker side, the shadow side, is we place material considerations and security above self-empowerment. How many of us can say that we've done that? Workaholics. That's what this is. So workaholic is considered a positive in the American society. Everywhere else, we're looked at as crazy people. We're the only ones, I think, on the whole planet that have 2 weeks vacation out of a whole year. It's nuts. Most other countries have 5, 6 weeks, 4 weeks minimum. We have 2. Mental health and working those long hours with family responsibilities, with extracurricular, with education, with all of the other things that you do, how are you supposed to find yourself? This new moon is asking you, where is you time? Where do you get your peace? Where do you get your self-love, your self-care? Forget about all of that. What about you? That is what this card is talking about. That prostitute would love to smack her pimp. She can't because the pimp is possibly giving him, substances to keep them hooked, to keep them from thinking, from keeping them from getting off the grind, okay? Keeping the mind active for no other reason than their own benefit. What is keeping you on the grind, keeping you from working on, looking at, even paying attention to your betterment? That is what this card is actually asking you to do. And this new moon is asking you to figure out what your priorities are, what you want to do, and try to figure out how you want to do it. Let's look at the other cards to kind of get a better sense of what areas. We got the subject, so what area? For those who chose pile 3, what is the focus for this new moon? Self-esteem. You cannot make this stuff up. Can you see that? Self-esteem. Guardian angel Michael. Archangel Michael is here. Look at that beautiful angel on this card. You see this? Let me bring that light closer. You see that? Gorgeous. I want you to see the angel holding you, and you have this big, beautiful heart, and all of the other angels below holding you up. The people, your family, friends who are supporting this beautiful, beautiful angel who supports you. Who is your support system? Are they there for you, or are you too busy working to be around them and they are slowly pulling away from you? These are serious questions. This is what you're supposed to be looking at now, paying attention to. If you constantly pull away, don't get upset when you're quote unquote lonely, because you actually called for it, whether you realize it or not. Because you're so focused on that, you don't see all of the other things around you. And they might be like, hey, hi. But if you're looking here, you can't see that because you've got blinders on. You cannot see anybody who may be interested in working with you and partnering with you because you've got this one-track mind going on. Hey, maybe they want a relationship. You can't see because you're this way and they're that way. No matter how much they jump, you're like this because of this work ethic, or fill in the blank with whatever, I won't say obsession, I won't say it, priority you have. But what is the goal of that priority? What's underneath it? Is it fear? Is it anger? Is it just, this is how it's always been done, so this is what I've got to do? Is it my mom, dad, sister, brother, uncle did it this way, so I am too? Just because it's the family business, what everybody kind of falls into in the family, doesn't mean you have to fall into it. If you don't have skills and talents, if your emotions are, oh, I'm so tired all the time, I just can't, and you're like that all the time, that is telling you something. Emotions are messengers. If you can't see it, or none of this is resonating, what are your feelings? Why are you so tired? Why are you always angry? Why do you want to come home and drink a bottle of wine or a bottle of vodka or whatever? Why do you think that is? And if you do that 5 days a week, something's going on. And you have to look at what is actually underneath it. The arranged marriage, soul connection, commitment, a marriage based on your soul, mission as a union. So this can go in a couple of different ways. I'll just look at the book here. This is from Dawning Dreams. Here on YouTube, she's created this deck, and I want to see what she says for that arranged marriage card. Because for me, I'm getting one way. The way I'm getting this one is, I'll look at this in a minute. The arranged marriage, because we're talking about a situation where it's like the workaholic or focusing on something that is not for your best betterment. What have you married? What arranged marriage have you put yourself into, or you were put into at the beginning of your career, at an intersection where you needed something, and you just, maybe you had a connection that put you in this situation. Maybe this situation, this particular arranged situation, is not working for you. If it is, does it need some tweaks? Does it need some modifications? This is what is being asked of you right now. Is there a connection of soul, of mission, of spirituality even, with what it is that's driving you? And if not, what is your soul mission? What is the thing that you really want to commit to? That maybe you have started down that path, but you haven't really pulled the trigger on it because you're still got in this arranged situation. That's where we're going to leave it, because that's a lot for you to unpack and really think about. Because with this, there are so many ways that this can go. This could be generational. This could be from past life. You've done this thing for the last 5 past lives or 50 past lives. So this is not something easily just pushed off. For you, pile 3, this is something deep rooted that you literally need to go in there and pry it out with like almost a stone and dig it and find out what's underneath that. Because with you guys have layers of stuff, and those layers are impacted and packed tight with dirt, with other experiences that actually, quote unquote, complicate things. So it's like, once you get one layer, you got to get the other layer, because there are like 3 things in one layer that you got to pull off before you find the next layer. It sounds like a lot of work, but once you start digging, it's going to begin coming up, because this energy is allowing you first the insight and confirmation of this video and the support of all of the cosmos. This is a Pisces moon coming up. Clarity is coming. In your case, Neptune is here, giving you intuitions about what it is. This is a beautiful open time for you. So I beg you, take some time for yourself, even if it is 15 minutes each day for the next 3-4 days. You will not regret it. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I have a link below to my online course, How to Communicate and Connect with Your Spirit Guides or Guardian Angel. I think it would be really helpful for you at this time to, work on something like that, especially for this new moon. It will give you so much insight. Wishing you love, light, and of course, a beautiful, beautiful new moon. Bye-bye.